Welcome back. Now, during the month of October, all pensioners will have the opportunity to visit the Johannesburg Zoo free of charge on weekdays. This initiative is designed to offer senior citizens a memorable experience to connect with the zoo's remarkable and rare species, including the renowned Big Five. For more insights, I'm joined by Jenny Moodley, who's the spokesperson of Johannesburg City Parks and Zoo. Jenny, a very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. What a great initiative. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, it's an opportunity to give back. And I think for us, October being the month to pay tribute to the aged person amongst us, the Joburg Zoo decided to open its gates to celebrate our communities, particularly our pensioners. And we would like to make it a memorable experience. So in terms of October, which is the theme is, of course, aging with dignity, we'd like to invite all our senior citizens to the Joburg Zoo.
Also, you talk about promoting healthy aging as well. And I mean, of course, being outside at the zoo and also experiencing the animals and the fresh air as well, that also contributes.
Absolutely. I think it's so important to invite our everybody, not just our pensioners, to the outdoors. We have 55 hectares of space at the zoo. It's a safe space. You can see the Big Five. We've got incredible other offerings, including the golf carts for many of the pensioners that come through and that have issues about walking around this massive space. You can walk through our Temple of the Ancient. We've got other exhibits, including the 3 elephants. Many of you know their names by now. And of course, we'd like to invite our pensioners to the zoo to celebrate during this period. We'd particularly like to target retirement homes and groups where the aged come together, like your Stokvels and various other community groups, to come to the zoo. So we've invited you during the course of the week. The gates will be open for pensioners from Monday to Friday, and you can make your arrangements by calling us on 011-646-2000, or of course, you could send us a WhatsApp message on 082-8030-748.
And the purpose behind it being weekdays as well, I'm also assuming, because of course, as pensioners, they wouldn't be working Monday to Friday jobs, so they would have the time and availability to be able to access the zoo as well. But then you also still need to make a profit, so weekends will be for that.
Necessarily. I think for us, we know that it can get fairly busy over the weekends, and we'd like for them to have a smooth experience, a hassle-free experience. It's the zoo's less frequented in the week. We do have a number of school groups that come during the week, but of course, it's also an opportunity to give our babysitters and these wonderful people in our lives a day off from their duties, running our homes, looking after our babies, taking care of our gardens. And of course, we'd like to say it's a day off for Granny or Grandpa. We want you in the zoo. Pack those picnic bags. Come with proper walking shoes. It's a massive area again. Make sure you've got a sun hat on. And, there's on offer as well, but we'd like for you to bring through the gates a pre-packed meal for yourself. And of course, everybody else that will be joining you. So we're targeting families. We're saying to families, give Granny a break, celebrate her, celebrate Grandpa, come along, and of course, enjoy this wonderful zoo with amazing offerings. So for us, it's about connecting, exploring the zoo, and just enjoying the tranquility of the Joburg Zoo. And it's not limited just to Joburgers. So if you live in Durban, Cape Town, the gates are open.
Oh, so this is nationwide?
That's correct.
I love that you're saying that it's not necessarily about, making sure that you make more money and looking at the end goal of the finances while you're opening to the rest of the public as well throughout the 7 days, but particularly for the weekend, but also to make it an easier experience for pensioners as well, as we know that as they enter their golden years, sometimes physically, there are those ailments too. Talk to us about some of the mechanisms that you have also brought in place to make sure that it is an easy experience, for instance, the golf cart hires?
Yes, correct. So unfortunately, the golf cart is a separate entity, but within the zoo. And so there is a paying fee for that. But what we have are the massive the vehicles in the zoo where you could hop on and hop off as you go through the various exhibits. And hopefully that will enable ease of access for our pensioners. But more importantly, it's about giving them some time in the under this wonderful tree canopy. We know that many of our pensioners have got chronic issues, and so it's a little bit of a workout with their friends, with their family. And for us, that's what Joburg Zoo is about. It's about providing a wonderful, memorable experience for the whole family. And we hoping that not only will our favorite senior citizens come along, but also the little kids joining Granny and, of course, the rest of the family. So, yes, it's an important time to pay tribute to these wonderful beings in our lives. And we believe that October, the month of October, gives us that opportunity. And the Joburg Zoo, again, has opened its gates to encourage pensioners to come along. We've got a number of requests coming through. And so we're looking forward to the month of October.
Yeah, and the month of October only kicked off on Tuesday, on the 1st of October. But how has this initiative been received so far? Have you seen a growth in pensioners coming to take full advantage of this invitation?
Yes, we've seen a number of requests. I personally have received a number of requests, particularly from our ward councillors who are urging their retirement homes in their particular wards, and groups that have been in those particular areas. They've sent out this memo to all the relevant groups, encouraging them to come out. They've also sent it out to schools to share with families at home. And so it's reached a number of people. Our phones have been quite busy. And hence we're saying, send us those WhatsApp messages if you're a huge group. But if you're coming individually with your small family, absolutely no need to call us. We've advised our gatekeepers at the entrance to allow you in. And again, make your experience as smooth as ever. Come in bright and early. Know that you will be walking around. So pack a picnic blanket. You can sit on those wonderful lawns at the Joburg Zoo. And again, it's a safe area. It's a wonderful area. It's clean. It's pristine. It's beautiful. And we want to bring in as many people as possible to treat them during the month of October.
And speaking about as many people as possible, with the life expectancy age that just is increasing, which is a good thing, that will also mean that there'll be more pensioners.
Yes, very important to look at how, not only just for the Joburg Zoo, but how we design parks in general to accommodate for our aging citizens. We know that we don't often see them on our streets. We don't, in many other parts of the world, you see a number of aging pensioners walking around in groups and so on, or alone. And we know that that's very limited in our communities here. So what we'd like to do is say, facilities like the Joburg Zoo, some of your flagship parks, and so on, are freely accessible throughout the year, except for the zoo, which is in the month of October. And so we want you to come out in your numbers. We have some of the indigenous games that we've incorporated into parks. We put in the gym equipment. And if you go through Soweto and some of the areas in Alex, I know I drive past Yeovil, we find a lot of aging pensioners bright and early in the morning on this gym equipment working out. So there is an appetite from our senior citizens to live healthy lives, to adopt healthy lifestyles. And I think this is one of the opportunities to allow them the freedom of coming out and enjoying facilities like the Joburg Zoo, like your parks in the city, and not just limited to the city of Joburg, but across the country. We need to pay our respect and have due consideration for our aging community. And I think, again, it's a wonderful opportunity to spoil them and to ensure that they have a memorable experience at the Joburg Zoo.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Jenny Moodley. That's the spokesperson of the Johannesburg City Parks and Zoo, talking to us about that initiative for the month of October, where pensioners will be allowed at the zoo for free.